Good afternoon. As I'm representing old school, there would be no presentation. Please listen to myself. I always prefer that people listen to each other, not just watching pictures. Even so, it's became quite sophisticated nowadays with lots of possibilities, but still, there would be no presentation. So today we are discussing very important issues for all of us. This dialogue on role of infrastructure, technology, and agriculture will, I'm sure, help those who here to understand the needs of the people and the needs of our economy and the needs of our government. Let me address this issue through three topics. First, what to finance. Second, how to finance. And the third, the role of DFIs beyond financing. Because we are so special, we both play our roles as financial institutions and not only these ones. I will be talking mostly about issues relating to the social and physical infrastructure because it's our mandate and our actual activities. Agriculture and technology are the fields of responsibilities of other development institutions in my country. So first, what to finance? In the current environment, in the current global economic situation, it's becoming obvious that business as usual model does not work. So we need to calibrate our activities. We need to choose priorities. In my case, we did it in terms of allocating our activities on cities and urban economies as one of the most promising sectors that affect both the quality of life of the people and the climate change issues. One of our flagship projects is modernization of public transportation in a number of cities of my country. We promote replacing all public transport fleet with electric vehicles, mostly trams or electric buses. We help municipalities install modern transport system beyond vehicles itself, facilities in large dimensions. Other cities projects include financing green solution for waste management and water sanitation. COVID crisis also highlighted the need to address gaps in social infrastructure. Yesterday, I had a chance to describe a bit our project dealing with the constructions of modern schools across Russia. This project was named as a winner at this year's ADFIAP Awards in the category of infrastructure development. What makes this project unique is the creation of special PPP mechanism to unite interests of the ministries of education, local municipalities, VEB itself, and the most important, commercial banks or investors. Half of the project will be financed by the state, half by the private sector's companies. And it is not going to be a philanthropic project. The idea is that based on the schools' facilities, there were commercial activities which will help investors to receive their money back and earn profits. So now, this brings me to the next issue, how to finance. Which financial instruments to be used in order to satisfy the demand of the people and the local authorities. We realized with big satisfaction that the blended finances is the most useful tools in our environment. You know that after the Paris agreement on climate, the item of blended finances turned to be on the agenda. But unfortunately, there are not so many good examples that this approach to finance project is deeply understood and widely used. So in our case, we start using this blended financing in 2018, and our approach turned to be very successful. During this not long period of time, we managed to finance the project worth of 27 billion of US dollars. We call it factory project financing, with the aim to give clear understanding of those who initiate the project, how this machinery would run. So there are state subsidies, there's VEB credits, and there is a syndication of commercial banks. All this works under one single umbrella, and we are running the first stage risks, the most big one at the beginning of the project cycle. This helps us to assist initiators of the project when the commercial environment change for the worse. For example, at the beginning of this year, interest rate jumped in my country up to 20%. But those who use this blended financing mechanism will had paid the same interest rates it was agreed at the beginning of the discussions. So nowadays in our pipeline, 11 new projects to be financed by the factory. This project is in urban development, including constructions of 7 medical clinics, finance of a couple of airport terminals, power stations, manufacturing of batteries for electric transportations, and some more. So, having in mind the importance of blended financing, my proposal is that at some stage of event here within the club, we organize maybe seminar or webinar in order to have the chance to share experience. We are ready to open our books in this field, and we are ready to open our ears to listen to how is it being used in other nations. And for me, it's a bit strange to see that blended finances in our academicians' textbooks are all mostly referred to the financial tools which are supposed to be used by developing economies and their companies. But I understand that we are facing big difficulties in climate financing projects or transition adaptation projects. So I believe that blended financing can be approached to a wider range of projects, not only in the developing countries in our economies. And to conclude, a couple of words about the role of FDIs beyond pure financing. In my case, we were instructed by the government to prepare methodology for sustainable financing or green financing. So we succeeded in prepared with Ministry of Economy such kind of methodology, and it's now being approved, and it is now being implemented in my economy. We now go beyond the climate methodology or taxonomy, and prepare the so-called social taxonomy in order to have clear version how to finance project linked to the quality of life of our people. In terms of infrastructure, VEB was created a system for quality assessment and certification of infrastructure projects. We call it Impact and Responsible Investing for Infrastructure Sustainability. The framework is comprised of 27 indicators on first, economy and governance, second, quality of life, and the third, environment and climate. These performances are being used by those who want to be sure that the money he is going to spend would be spent for quality investment in infrastructure. The other model tool which is being used by us is so-called City Index. The index is based on many parameters that helps understand the strong and weak points of municipalities in Russia. It is helpful both for investors, the residents, and the teams of governors. And to conclude, I would like to say that the current state of global economy does not inspire much optimism. We already discussed this. There are signs of the coming recession both in Europe and the United States. So it means that the job for development financial institutions will be even more expected, even more important, because with our active participations, I don't believe that the recessions would be overcome quickly and for the success of all of us and for the future generations. So thank you very much for your attention.